to my second video. This one is, first actually, I need to say sorry about my horrific roots in my head that I haven't had a chance to get around to do. And I'm wearing very old extensions. So I'm sorry, I'm going to move you back a bit too. There we go. I'm doing a video on treatments, causes of miscarriage. And yeah, so although there are causes, actually, do you know what? I should actually mention that I'm actually doing quite well with my squats. I'm better at it than I thought I would be, and if anything, it's given me like the courage to exercise a lot more. So I'm going to do that hopefully and put more workouts sort of into my routine. It will be really good for my PCOS. I've also decided to do a video about that. So I'm going to be doing, because we're going through sort of swings and roundabouts with that at the moment, my doctors. So I'm going to be doing videos about PCOS, how I found out, how it affected me, what it's about, and all sorts of things. So I'll be doing that at some point, but I'm going to try and focus on the miscarriage stuff whilst I'm raising money for the Miscarriage Association and sort of keep it up to date with that. So today's video is about different types of miscarriages. Now, there are many different types of miscarriages. Mine was a first trimester miscarriage. Now, there are women that have them in the second trimester as well. And there are many different kinds. There is an ectopic pregnancy, which is a difficult one, but I do think it's classed as a miscarriage because that is when the baby attaches, I believe, to your fallopian tube and doesn't actually grow in your womb. So unfortunately, due to that, that's a massive health risk. So women that have that normally have to go through treatment to then lose the baby because the baby wouldn't survive, and it can put a very high risk on the woman as well. There's all sorts. I've got my iPad here just because I wanted to read a bit off of it for you guys. So there are missed miscarriages, and a missed miscarriage is when the embryo or fetus stops developing at a certain stage, but unfortunately the mum doesn't actually find out until you go for the scan, and then that's when there's no sign of miscarriage. There's no bleeding, there's no pain necessarily. I mean, pain is quite difficult because like I mentioned in my other one, you get pain through growing anyway. So it's very hard to judge what could be the start of a loss or what could be a miscarriage. So yeah, that's a miscarriage is that. My one, I would say, was probably, I don't know how to word it really, your atypical kind of miscarriage. So I didn't have any sort of medical intervention. I didn't find out of the scan. I had the bleeding. I had pain, but as I mentioned, it was actually at a friend's house. I never had the pain when I was actually losing the baby, like when I was bleeding out. I never really had pain then, and it was frustrating for me at the time. I remember feeling like I wanted to be in pain because I wanted to feel like I was so sad, and I don't think I could find an outlet for it. And the pain might have helped me through, but then again, like, I've been in pain with my past miscarriages and it is torture. It's so painful. But with this miscarriage, I've had worse periods in the past in terms of pain. But with this one, for some reason, I didn't actually have any pain, which is a bit weird considering it was the furthest along I've been. But everything's different, I guess. So I have no idea. But yeah, so that's that. Let me have a look at other ones that we have. So there are chemical pregnancies, and these are chemical pregnancy, I think, is when like the sperm meets egg, but egg doesn't attach. So it's almost like it was ready to grow, but it didn't attach to the womb, and then you pass that. And I believe that this is where the numbers get a bit confusing, because where people say it's 1 in 4, a lot of places on the internet actually think it's more than that, because you can have things like a chemical pregnancy and a chemical miscarriage, but not necessarily know about it and just think your period was a bit late. So, I mean, the amount of women that go through this, and families and men and everybody involved, the numbers are high. Like, it is a lot. And Tommy's baby charity, I know, are doing a lot to look into things and find out exactly what's going on and do a lot of research with it, which is great. The Miscarriage Association focuses a bit more on help for families, mums and dads going through the loss. They also have a landline you can call, so you can call that. There's certain opening hours, but if you go on their website, it's all on there. But they're great. They've been a really good support for me, and that's why I want to raise this money. I used to feel quite, I wouldn't say ashamed, but I used to feel quite like maybe this is something I shouldn't talk about. Like I said before, where people get really silent when you talk about it, but I decided that I should be able to talk about it whenever I want to talk about it. It's my life. And, you know, time goes on, like we're in September now and it happened in January, and I know, and there's a big part of me that does feel like, I mean, I don't know, I might have friends out there that are just like, you know, she needs to get over that, like it happens. But, like, why should I get over it? I don't think you ever get over it. And I think my PCOS has made things very different for me. Before that, and I'd had losses, it wasn't, I think I dealt with it better before I had that, knowing that the PCOS could have been the cause, so my body is not working. That's quite stressful, but I'm going to do some videos on that, and I'll talk about all of that, how I found out about it, the whole thing. But in terms of miscarriage, you know, causes, yes, there are causes. On the internet there says, you know, things like drinking a lot, obviously drug use, things like that can be a part in it. But I mean, I had alcohol with both of my two sons in the early stage. Before I knew I was pregnant, I would have alcohol and have no idea that I was pregnant. And I was drinking. I'd say I was getting drunk. You know, I'd go to parties and just not even think about it because I never even knew I was pregnant. So why would I worry about that? And then after, when I found out, that's the first thing I said to my doctors, I've had a drink. And they said that they get it all the time, not to worry. They'll keep an eye on the pregnancy and everything should be fine. But I guarantee there's so many women out there that do that. But I think when they say alcohol consumption, they probably mean things like people that consume alcohol on a daily basis, are quite alcohol dependent would probably be what they mean. Obviously drug use is like an absolute no-go anyway in my book. But people, you know, can do that in pregnancy, and of course it can cause a loss. Caffeine is one of them, can also do things to the body. I mean, these are things that just aren't really good in pregnancy anyway. Things like sleeping on your back, which people probably wouldn't think about. But there's actually a nerve when you lie on your back, I think, and it does something. I think I'm not 100% sure what it does. You can look it up. I can find out maybe, but I know that you're meant to sleep on your left side in pregnancy. That's what I've always been told by my midwives. I think it was something to do with a nerve. When you lie on your back, actually puts pressure on the baby if you lie on your back or something, and you're at a higher risk of loss. And I tried everything I could when I found out I was pregnant. I was like, that's it, no caffeine, no alcohol, nothing. I'm sleeping on my left side every time. I was so adamant, obviously this time. Like, I'd had 3 before, I did not want to lose another one, and I'd done everything I could, and it still happened. So please don't feel like it's your fault. It is not your fault. You know, unless you're doing, you know, crazy drug use or you drink a lot of things like that. I mean, there are people out there, even with that have had their babies still. You just never know, and blaming yourself is just you're just gonna rattle your brain, and it's just gonna make you so angry and upset. And since finding out about this, like I said, like my PCOS, it made me feel, I found that so hard. I found out about that in April, and that made me feel like, oh my god, my body didn't work, it's my fault, we can never get pregnant again, it's gonna happen again. And I was just in the worst place ever. But I'm in a much better place now. I think exercising has actually helped me quite a bit, more than I thought I thought it would. But yeah, if you know it's something you're going through, or you have a family friend that's going through it, I'd say definitely point them in the direction of like the Miscarriage Association. They're so good. Like their Facebook groups as well have really helped me through. Like I've met so many women and men and families and everything that are going through it, and you'll see comments from people, and they'll put up how they're feeling, and you can so relate to it. And I feel like unless you've been through it, it is hard to understand, for sure. Really hard to understand unless you've been through it. But if you're a friend and you've got a friend that's going through one now or something like that, you know, just go and have a look on the internet. Go and have a look at how you can support them if you're not sure how to. There is stuff out there for you. Go to your doctor as well. Even if you go to one doctor and they're not listening to you, and you find yourself getting quite depressed about it, which is completely normal. Miscarriage and mental health are literally locked. It is normal to feel like shit when you've had a miscarriage. It's normal to wake up in the morning, have a really, really good day, and something will happen and you'll remember it again. It's normal. It's going to happen. It's no different from when you lose, you know, a grandparent and a song comes on that reminds you of them, or you smell a certain thing and it reminds you of them. It's the same thing. My granddad died 10 years ago, and every anniversary I cry. Everyone. So please don't feel like, you know, you should be over it by now. There's no time limit. It's your life, and you take as long as you need to feel 100% okay. And if you never feel 100% okay, that's okay too. Just don't get yourself in a bad place. Try and be positive. Try and do things like exercising. Be around your friends. Don't isolate yourself. I know sometimes it can feel like that, and I've done that. It's a very slippery slope. But those are the things I would say in terms of treatment that are out there. My husband has been the backbone of my treatment. He's been amazing. Sometimes adverts will come on TV and that'll be enough to make me quite sad, but seeing that he's in that moment with me and he knows instantly what's going through my mind is great. But if you don't have that support system, go online, call somebody, call the Miscarriage Association, go on Tommy's as well. Tommy's baby charity is really good. You can go on there. There's lots of things on there. Isolation is not good. Even, you know, watching my videos, there's plenty of women out there on the internet that have gone through it and they've posted theirs up. They are the ones that made me want to do this. So there is support out there, and I hope that if you do reach it, you know, I hope that you start finding yourself feeling better and things picking up again for you. But the down days happen, and that's okay. I have down days. Everybody has down days. But yeah, that's it really. I mean, there are many, many different types of miscarriage. Feel free to, you know, pop some down in the comments below if there's any that I failed to mention. I'm sorry if I missed some out. I'm trying to keep the videos a bit shorter. But yeah, so there are many. It's crap. But please try and get yourself some help if you're going through it, and don't be alone. I'm going to do a video tomorrow, which will be my next Friday story video, which is about an anonymous person has given me their story to share. Very brave. And I'm gonna do that, and it will be an anonymous thing. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on the camera and talk about it, or if I'm going to make a video somehow with it, or what to do really. I will figure it out. But every woman that has given me their story so far, thanks so much. It's such a brave thing you're doing, whether it be anonymous or your name or whatever. It still puts it out there, and that's really good. Like, you'll be helping a lot of people, I think, more than you'll realise. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me so far, and I'm on day 2 of my squats and it's going well. And I had to walk my son to school today and my legs hurt a little bit, but it's fine, I'm gonna get there. I stupidly decided to, well, I took my son to the park today, which was lovely, but I also ended up walking most of where I live. Like, it's far, but it's fine, we're good, we're getting there. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I hope to see you again for my next video tomorrow, and for my video again next Thursday, and I'll post week 2 up very soon. Thanks, bye.